drag on this Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins thing?
Well, you're acting. All right, fine.
There was no ending to this. Rollins did not get pinned.
Because, all right, listen to me.
Technically, Rollins won the match.
He will not get a rematch. But either way, it's building up. Because, all right, look.
How do you not do a rematch now? Rollins didn't lose.
He might get
won.
a rematch at Extreme Rules. I mean, what do they have for
Rollins won the match.
Give him a rematch.
Does Rollins have a match in Extreme Rules by any chance?
No, nothing confirmed.
Because it would possibly be like, this is what I'm predicting. It might be Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins, but Drew McIntyre might interfere, but he might attack Dolph and trying to like betray him, stabbing them back. So that he can go for
I hope not, because I was hoping to see them be eventually like Raw Tag Team Champions. I obviously understand that.
I don't think you cut the legs off of this yet.
I don't think you could.
It's too soon.
I think it's going to be Drew McIntyre in a shark cage match. They're going to hang McIntyre.
Oh my God, they're going to do that again.
The forklift with McIntyre.
Who were the last guys that they did?
I think it was
Enzo and Big Cass.
Who are them? Who are they?
The Big Show, right?
Big Show, yeah. That travesty.
Big Show.
and he stripped. Right, he stripped in the
I think that was his problem in real life too.
Big kick. Yeah, all right. So that's pretty much it for Raw. I mean, everything else is. What you're
Raw
gonna get
is Raw.
every week.
It's not must-see television anymore.
I will say though, it was enjoyable to watch the Strowman and Owens match, just simply because Owens is amazing.
Owens is great.
He's great at acting.
But the stupid stuff at the ending. Oh, where's my car?
I mean, I know.
Can I have my keys?
That's not it.
I gave it to him. You see Braun Strowman right there.
All right. Can I say something also?
What did you like this too?
No. Why did they run to the car with a fire extinguisher when it wasn't on fire?
Because it was steaming.
There was nothing wrong with the car.
It was smoking.
It was smoking?
Yeah.
How did the car get smoking? All he did was flip it.
I
don't know.
Wasn't on.
Car physics.
Are you telling me that Kevin Owens had the car running the whole show?
I don't know.
He was going to die.
Stupid. Wrestling's dumb.
Obviously, it wasn't running the whole show if he needed his keys.
Wrestling's dumb.
We all know this. All right, let's move to SmackDown. Was SmackDown the better show?
Yes, it is the better show.
It's not saying much.
Unfortunately, Shinsuke didn't get to perform because, like we mentioned,
stupid dog.
He got bit by a dog, so we didn't get the Shinsuke versus Jeff Hardy match.
Put a muzzle on Roman.
But
we didn't get the Shinsuke and Jeff Hardy match, but we get a United States Open Challenge, and it gets taken by Eric Young, which was very cool. Eric Young is Sanity. I think that was awesome.
That was wasted.
That was awesome. But what the hell? Why did Sanity lose their first 3-on-3 tag team
with the Usos?
To the Usos and Jeff Hardy, who I understand the Usos are a tag team, but they've never worked with Jeff Hardy before, and how do they develop the chemistry to beat Sanity, a team that has been going like very strong in NXT? You see, I believe they're going to be
former NXT champs.
Whatever.
Well, now they're not mentioning it anymore.
And they lose their first 3-on-3 tag match?
Yeah, it's stupid. That's really bad booking. It makes zero sense. Maybe it's sending a message that these guys are the big leagues and you guys, and maybe it's Vince like subtly being upset with NXT. Maybe he just has a vendetta that people praise NXT and nobody likes his shows.
Vince is ridiculous. Vince takes away Pyro, right, because it was too expensive, but he's going to put $500 million down to the XFL. Yes, let's see how far that goes.
I hope
it's going to fail again.
Hold on. But that's where we're wrong. We need to hope the XFL succeeds.
Why?
So he stops doing wrestling and focuses on the XFL.
That honestly is very true.
Now Triple H can run it all. Yeah. That's what we got to hope for. XFL. Get out, Vince. XFL.
All right. So enough. Honestly, I don't even think I can talk about the Sanity. And
I think the main thing that happened on SmackDown is the Team Hell No revival. Right?
Yeah.
Reunion.
Also, before we talk about that, I believe Jeff Hardy's a new character. Like, since you guys saw his face paint, I think
it's Brother Nero.
It's not just Brother Nero.
It's
I think
Willow
it's also
and Brother Nero.
I think it's the charismatic Enigma from TNA and Brother Nero. Now.
Really? You think they're gonna mix
it's like a combination?
Yeah, because don't you remember when like he was on pills and like he had the face paint with Sting?
Like last week?
The infamous match with Sting at Destination X, I believe.
That was like the worst match of all time.
Yeah, it's up there. Poor Jeff Hardy.
Poor Sting for being involved in it.
Sting's a trooper.
But at least Jeff is better now.
Is he though? He just got arrested for
and not
DUI.
even that. Right now he's bad because every match he's in, like I feel like he loses or has help.
I was never the biggest Jeff Hardy fan. I think he never cut a good promo ever in his career.
No.
He's a spot monkey. Like he does moves for the sake of doing moves that really have no psychology behind them.
I think he's going to die wrestling once. I really do.
And he does botch
Listen,
a lot.
if he didn't die wrestling
Already?
against like the Dudleys or Edge and Christian, some of the psycho matches that they had, I think he's going to be okay.
But I think it was necessary to bring more hype to the fandom.
Listen, say what you will about Jeff Hardy, but Jeff Hardy was one of the 3 tag teams to put tag teams like on the spot, basically.
Yeah,
that they
I'm
could
not gonna
be
go against that.
amazing. The Swanton Bomb is one of the most iconic wrestling moves.
Apparently he's not doing that, at least at house shows. He kind of switched his finisher. I don't know if you saw that little video. It's kind of like a what's the move that Matt does? The
Twist of Fate?
It's like a Twist of Fate stunner.
Oh, okay.
And the reason for doing that, Jeff Hardy's like 40 years old. He's been doing Swanton Bombs for 25 years. He started wrestling in the WWF when he was 15 years old. He lied about his age and was jobbing out to Scott Hall in 1995. So he was doing stuff for years and just landing on your tailbone. It's no good.
And the reason why we're talking about Jeff Hardy in wrestling is because this is Squared Circle on 90.3 WHPC.
Way to go, Dominic.
The voice of Nassau Community College. Joe Rader is here. Justin Greenberg. I am Dominic Arbolino. And we have Just Gabe.
Just Gabe.
We're talking about SmackDown Live right now.
Anything else really stand out?
Honestly, I want to bring up something.
Becky Lynch, don't forget.
No, but I wanted to bring up Xavier Woods versus Rusev. I'm glad you see Rusev getting wins one-on-one.
Also, I love what they're doing on Twitter with this.
Also, I'm sorry, but pull the trigger on this one. I love AJ Styles. I really do. But I'm sorry, I think they need to pull the trigger at Extreme Rules. I think it'll be so caught off guard by a lot of the WWE fans.
It would be amazing to just see Rusev win, even if he lost on the Tuesday night afterwards, just to see the pop. Just to see the pop as like a test.
No, at that point, just lose. Just lose. I would not want to see that.
They've done it before. They've done it before.
Well, they've done plenty of stupid stuff like that, but I don't want to do that to Rusev.
No point of doing the bait and switch.
He will leave. If that's how he's booked, him and Lana will leave. They threatened to leave before, which is why they're getting their pushes. That is literally why. They threatened to leave, and they're like, no, you're too good. Your sales are so high in your shirts and your calendars.
Maybe they should leave then.
All right, so then they will leave if that's the way it's going to get booked, but I don't think so.
And speaking of people that might be leaving and potentially not be leaving, Dolph Ziggler, he has this whole contract dispute that's been going on. He was actually just replaced somebody at a convention that's happening in December, and his contract was supposed to be up in September. So, if he's replacing somebody for WWE at a convention, it seems like, maybe they worked something out, which is good because Ziggler's
Daniel
awesome.
Bryan, too, in terms of contract extensions, but obviously we'll get all that news further on in the year.
I think the only thing that was going to make Bryan leave was All In. If he couldn't compete in WWE, maybe he was going to try to get in on All In,
which I can't wait for. Which is going to be it's going to be broadcast. They are taping it.
Yep, they're going to. Yep,
I would highly recommend checking out Cody Rhodes' YouTube channel.
Is what he's doing right now.
He also announced that one of a wrestler in New York is going in to All In, so I'm happy for that.
Which guy?
He's from I think Kurt Hawkins' school.
Oh, that's awesome.
But he's really good. He's very charismatic. He's basically I'm above you peasants. Basically,
basically, I love good characters like that.
So it fits the all-in resemblance.
Yeah,
I love characters like that. I love that.
All right, Joe, I got a quick question.
Oh, hello.
All right, just jump on.
Yeah,
sure.
welcome to the show.
The guy who interrupted before, Joe.
Yeah.
Did I interrupt Joe before?
Yeah, you totally.
I totally interrupted.
You made him look like an idiot, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait. So that was a good thing.
Yes.
Is Ronda Rousey winning on Saturday night?
Yes. There's no question about that.
Wait, she's not wrestling set. Is she at MSG?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The MSG live tour, of course she'll win.
Yeah.
It's a live tour.
Yeah, she's not wrestling a champ or anything.
She's playing Nia Jax?
Yeah, she's wrestling Nia
Alexa
Jax.
Bliss is the guest judge.
The guest referee, and I can't wait to watch that.
Why do they have Alexa Bliss as the
judge?
guest referee?
Because why not?
I love Andrew Zucker.
Because it's wrestling, man. It's wrestling.
Look, you're not going to understand any of this.
No, but
the way they book is just ridiculous.
I know, but how much money do you think they're going to draw just from having the great matchup, but also bringing Alexa Bliss?
I think it's going to be a sold out show. Madison Square Garden and WWE go hand in hand.
I'm pretty sure it's already sold out, but all the
biggest attraction really.
No, it's just going to be a house show. So basically, it's not going to be broadcast. Unfortunately, they should do something on the network, but no.
Listen, apparently they had a huge holdout with James Dolan. They were going to book an ROH show, and Vince took big offense because MSG is basically seen by WWE as like the home of wrestling, where they started.
Yeah,
the home of WWE.
Right, because there hasn't been a non-McMahon owned promotion to wrestle in the Garden since like the 30s or like the 20s.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
Before like Bruno Sammartino, like this is like really old. Like there might not be like a living person alive that saw that show.
I want to say WCW did have a house show in the early 90s, but for the most part,
I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
But the whole point that everyone's been saying online, look it up, that everyone said that this hasn't happened. So the fact that they were willing to book an ROH show, it hurt Vince McMahon. Apparently the two had, they had discussions and they canceled their plans to have another show, another promotion at MSG. So maybe they worked something out. The big thing is that next year they have WrestleMania in the Meadowlands, right? They have it in New Jersey, and they're going to have NXT, the Hall of Fame, and I think that's it.
And the Raw and SmackDown.
And the Raw and SmackDown at the Barclays Center.
Yes.
Also,
not at MSG.
Also, what's it called? It wasn't even Vince that called them. It was just a smaller lackey of his that called them. It was just that.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
I read that.
I read the bed sheets. So
I mean,
smack in the face for
I don't know about that one.
In
Because
1993, by the way, WCW had an event at the Paramount Theater, which is part of MSG.
Yeah, but that's not at Madison Square Garden. Like at Madison Square Garden.
Let's see.
Because I'm sure they've probably done stuff at like the Beacon as well.
I feel like they definitely did with Ric Flair.
Well,
keep on talking.
Well, in any case, I wouldn't think that just a lackey would be someone to change MSG's mind because, if you think about it, it's such a landmark for wrestling. It's where Hulk Hogan was. It's where Bruno Sammartino. Like they've had some of the best matches of all time there. That's not just a place where you want to take. If they hold it to such a high regard as everyone says they does, and everyone's
it's all
reporting,
about money. It's all about the
right. But
politics.
why would MSG hold back? If some lackey was like, yeah, one day we'll come back. I think that would have to come straight from the chairman himself.
Well, I'm sure Vince probably told the lackey obviously what to do. I actually read what Gabe was talking about as well.
I'm just not sure about it, and my whole thing with it is just, I think that, of course, there's more history at MSG, and if you really hold MSG to that standard, just do one Raw there a year, 2 Raws there a year. What's the harm? What's the harm in doing one show from the home of wrestling? If you really think it's that much. Just one show.
I don't know.
It doesn't really bother me that much.
Right, and it's like, it's the same crowd, if not maybe a better crowd, because it's MSG and the older fans will come out. Maybe
I'm just saying, I could care less if it's at MSG. That's what I meant.
I like the history of MSG.
Of course, that has a good history, but if it's not going to be there, I'm not crying.
No, I'm not. Exactly. By the way, speaking of MSG, there actually is going to be a wrestling show at MSG that is not WWE. AAA is the Mexican promotion is having an event there.
What?
Really?
What is that?
AAA is the Mexican.
That's like the promotion. That's like the WWE of Mexico.
Well, it used to be. Now it's CMLL.
That's the big leagues now.
Will Kalisto be making
because no WWE performers will be there, but that's actually going to be happening.
Like ever since Antonio Peña, which was the old chairman, died, he took with his I guess you can say his second-hand man. He took over the company, but that guy just, I think, recently died. I think like a year
Johnny
or two
Mundo
ago.
Gonna be there?
A lot of deaths.
I think the place is cursed. Anyways, there isn't so much things happening there anymore. I know there's some people coming up, and sometimes I think Impact and them kind of like trade talents, like how they're doing with what's it called? What's that wrestling promotion?
I know what you're talking about. They're doing all promotional matches
Impact,
right now.
Like how Impact does with Lucha Underground right now.
Yeah, they have like Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix, and they have all these independent guys that are all going to be matching up for the best of the independents.
Yeah, that never works out. I mean, it's just dying promotions that are trying to compete, so they combine.
Listen, at this point, I think what they all need to do at this point is just merge. All of them should just become one.
They've tried that even back in the day. It's too many politics at that point. Back in the 80s, there was the NWA and the AWA and the World Class Championship Wrestling all combining.
But the difference with that was during the territories where it was different stuff going on in different areas. At this point now, with streaming online and with a more syndication, you would have a better shot with that. If they all, I would say probably if you're going to do it, they'd all need to combine under ROH. I think ROH is the biggest one. That's owned by Sinclair, right?
Sinclair is a lot bigger.
And Sinclair is huge right now. They're a huge media company. So if anything, I think if they want to stand a chance, maybe